People love acting like they give a single solitary about the military and the veterans. It's their favorite thing. Love the veterans. Like, no, you don't, dude. You spit on them when you see them as like homeless people in the corner of your eye, okay? You don't give a fuck. You're in the Philly D video? Wait, about what? Mia Khalifa faces backlash for comments about veterans? Wait, what? Oh, damn. Dude, Philly D, I posted that this morning. That's crazy. I posted that this morning as a response to Cappy. That's so funny that he like took that. That's awesome. Holy that got 11,000 likes. God damn. I didn't even realize. Holy Philly D is a content demon, dude. God damn, he's fast with it.
This is a news show.
For your daily dose of creator controversy news, we have Mia Khalifa making headlines right now. Right in that, because she's facing a ton of...
Dog, you guys want to know something crazy? My mom is a reel head, okay? She watches a lot of Instagram reels. A lot of her Instagram reels are AI. I keep telling her, Mom, stop looking at the AI reels because the algorithms just keeps feeding you more and more AI stuff. Okay, like babies smiling and cackling as they like ride Roombas or whatever, and it's like, Mom, I know it looks real, but it's not. Okay, it's AI. She recognizes it, but then she's like, but it's still cute. I'm like, Mom, please don't look at the AI stuff because I'm sorry, but like it's gonna break your brain. I'm worried. So that's number one, and she's aware of this stuff. So she will become a little bit more careful with this thing, right? Another reel that I caught her watching was Mia Khalifa getting interviewed by the New York Times, and I was like, Mom, do you know who that is? And she went, I don't know, a model or something. And I was like, no, that's a porn star, Mom. She is a porn model. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just thought it was really funny that she was like, oh, look at this model talking about like how exploitative the industry is. Former porn star.
Backlash for comments that she made about the U.S. military and veterans, with her posting a video this week captioned public service announcement and saying,
good morning to everybody who is not in the U.S. military. Good morning to everybody who...
Oh, by the way, for the record, my parents know I dated a sex worker. Like they're not oblivious to this stuff.
Is sitting at home and not on soil that doesn't belong to them, fighting a war for a country that doesn't care about them. I hope you go over there and get your little brain all scrambled up with PTSD and then come back here and see how much the United States...
By the way, is Mia Khalifa a Frogan head? Because like I feel like this popped off after the Frogan, right? Like this was like going viral on fucking Twitter.
States cares about you, Pookie. See how much they care about you.
That's kind of crazy.
Come back with, oh, I'm so sad. I piss my pants every time I see a falafel stand in Manhattan. Let's see how much the VA cares about you. Let's see what they tell you to do with your little broken brain from going over to fight a war that's not yours.
But they're then adding that they would just tell these people to do breathing exercises because the government does not care about people who are back and no longer able to die for them. And so unsurprisingly...
So here's the thing. There's a way to communicate this and there's a way not to communicate it. And like, the thing is, especially if you're like visibly brown, you know, good luck. Like you will never be able to say anything about veterans that people will like treat with any sort of seriousness. But in my experience as the number one anti-veteran, according to all of my haters, the appropriate way to communicate this sort of thing is not necessarily to be like, I hope you get PTSD, okay? But instead to talk about how little Americans give about veterans. Because that is the truth. I'm sorry, that's the truth, okay? And there are plenty of active duty motherfuckers in here right now, and they know that reality. There's plenty of veterans in this goddamn community that know that reality, you know? You gotta optically change the way that you talk about this stuff, because if you don't, then every single fake veteran enjoyer, fake veteran respecter is going to be all up in your DMs, be all up in your replies, being like, how dare you, I hope you go die, you're brown, I hope veterans kill you. It's like, the thing is, they're sending your ass out there not to defend American free speech or whatever they're sending you out there because someone's making money. And virtually every single active duty and veteran kind of gets that, unless they're the dumbest hogs of all time, you know, and there's plenty of them as well. But most people kind of understand it. So at that point, I think the best possible thing to do is to say no one should have to sign their life away to the Defense Department so that some Raytheon executive can turn a tidy profit so that the shareholders can get, marginally better returns on their investment every goddamn quarter while you get your blown off, you get your shot off protecting a goddamn poppy field so the CIA can have a funding operation for themselves. Okay? And then you come back here and all the promises that the American government told you turn out to be a lie. The problem we're having in Vetland lately is the PAYGO impacting benefits. Yeah, I'm sorry. You made a decision due to your financial circumstances or because your entire family is veterans and you had no other opportunity. You were like, this is the only thing I know. Okay? That's most of the military. It's either the poverty draft, some of the most like exploited people of all time, or you're escaping your circumstances, or you're from a military family. That's it. That is like what comprises, or you're an officer, which is, and you're a freak and you're going to go to politics eventually, and I despise you. But that's besides the point. That's a totally separate subject. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to talk about, all the rich kids that get into the officers program and then, and then inevitably become Yale law graduates that run for Congress. The point is, the American government doesn't give a about any of you. Okay? The American government does not give a about any of you. They care about profits. They care about the military industrial complex. So that's why I always urge people to look for alternative sources of income and not to go and serve in the military, because you're going to get fucked up. No matter what you do, you are going to get fucked up. You get fucked up at basic. Okay? You will get fucked up even during basic training. You will get PTSD. You can have tinnitus. You can have a litany of different complications, some of which, if you are very lucky or very unlucky, will be paid for by the VA. Okay? You either have to be super lucky to get 100% disability or super unlucky. Okay? And nothing in between. Ultimately, it's not a good avenue for gainful employment down the line. Why is it not a good avenue? Well, or why does it still exist? Well, because we need to keep extracting natural resources from the global south. We need to maintain a militant presence everywhere around the world, 800 military bases, yada, yada, yada. We have to have these defense contracts that improve our domestic manufacturing, our output somehow, and someone's got to use those guns. Ultimately, if you do that, you can go serve thinking that you're maybe protecting and serving the nation and protecting freedom of speech by, door knocking or breaking into the houses of like random Afghan villagers, or, directly calling air support on top of an Afghan village full of civilians, okay, in an effort to protect America. And then that shit you up, and then you come back, and now you're 4 years behind everybody else, so you can get that same communications degree that everybody else got and get, and suck dick in the awful dog jobs market with your dog degree that everyone else got before you. But now on top of that, you also have PTSD, and the government is barely helping you. Okay? It sucks. Don't do it. Don't dog a comm degree, big dog. But that's it. That's usually what it is. That's usually what this is. It's always how it works. 7,000 soldiers died in combat in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. 130,000 plus veterans died by suicide since 9/11. 22 a day was the number. I believe it's a little bit lower now, but still, it sucks. It sucks. I will always be respectful for people that, due to a litany of different circumstances and social conditioning, for the wrong reasons, right reasons, whatever, sold their soul to the American government and did most likely some heinous, or at least participated in heinous happening globally, okay? And then were conflicted by their service, and now very clearly and very deliberately say, don't do it. It's not a great idea. I'll always have endless respect for you, but if you're a hog, I'm going to treat you like a hog regardless. Okay? You're talking infantry and combat support. You can get contract to be a dental technician. How is it bad for someone of limited means? That's why I said you can also literally, there's a ton of parts in the military that have nothing to do with combat whatsoever. You're like, at the end of the day, offering like logistical support for people doing the bad. But one thing remains clear. If these social safety nets, including healthcare, were universally provided to every citizen unconditionally, something that every other OECD nation offers, if there was a mechanism of upward social mobility in the form of higher education that is also at cost, free, or literally paid, like some, or if not all, of the other OECD nations offer unconditionally to every single citizen, ain't nobody will be joining the military, or at least the recruitment numbers are already down, but it would be even worse. Okay, that's the reality. But yeah, you got to be careful with the way that you communicate these sorts of things, because if you don't say it in a careful manner, people love acting like they give a single solitary about the military and the veterans. It's their favorite thing. Their favorite thing is to be like, how dare you? They protected and served, sir. How dare you? Love the veterans. Like, no, you don't, dude. You spit on them when you see them as like homeless people in the corner of your eye, okay? You don't give a... Nobody cares. They don't. Many people don't care. They just like to act like they care by saying thank you for your service. I think it's bull. I'd much rather be honest with every single veteran and every single active duty person that I talk to, okay?
A lot of different people had a lot of different thoughts. Right? People writing things like wishing PTSD on people is never okay. Making fun of people with PTSD is never okay. Others saying Mia Khalifa's family fled the Middle East because of an ongoing war when she was a child and she grew up in Maryland with the safety and stability afforded
to all Americans by the U.S. military. Yeah, that's right. It has nothing to do... It has nothing to do with our geopolitical positioning and everything to do with like our military. Be clear, you calling our military members a hog? Wait, what? Yes. Do you not? Dude, this dude won't let you clip. Wait. You think that there aren't hogs that are veterans? Of course there are. What the f are you talking about? Talk to any veteran and they will be the first to tell you that yes, just like every other aspect of life in America, there are hogs in the military and that there are smart people in the military too. What are you talking about? See, this is what I mean. This is fake reverence, okay? You are offering fake reverence. Like you're offering this fake bullshit. You're like, what? How dare you? No, what are you talking about? You were going to tell me that there aren't hogs that serve and then, become even more hog-like? What is this? What is this bullshit? Be clear, you're calling our military members a hog. First of all, put some respect on it. You're disrespecting a Korea veteran, okay? That's right. Put some respect on it. Soldier, I did not see your salute hand go up. You will properly address your ranking officer with the dignity that he deserves. You are talking to a U.S. military Korea veteran. Now drop it, give me 50. Florida man, 850. This guy's pretending he doesn't know what you mean by hog so he can clip to others that don't know what hog means in this context. Yeah, there are, like, the military is no different than any other aspect of American culture. Yes, some people are dumbasses that are in the military, and some people are smart. What do you mean? They unfollowed? Yeah, I think that their goal here was to try and get a clip, which is really funny. That's one opinion, chat. That's not always the case. Did you just call our military a hog? Say it loud and clear with what you mean. This dude won't let you clip his own words. Be clear. Did you just call our military a hog? No, I didn't say all of the military are hogs. I just said the military is no different than anything else. There are hogs everywhere for those with eyes to see. I'm a vet and openly say the military. The only time I really talk about my service, the milk dumbass veteran hogs for bigger tips when I'm bartending. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Sometimes it sucks being a veteran and a fan of yours, and it feels alienating sometimes. What do you mean? I have said a ton of about specific veterans, as you might know, or maybe you don't. Okay, let's not bring that up right now. But having said that, I'm always honest. This isn't like I'm not one of those. There are a lot of leftists out there that are like, oh yeah, I'm the troop exploder. You know what I mean? The military, the veterans. Like, no, I get it. I get why people join. I have a lot of veteran friends. Far before I ever started far before I ever started doing political commentary. So I understand the context in which people go and serve in the military. People escaping homelessness, people escaping drugs. Okay. A lot of it is the poverty draft. A lot of it is like lower middle income class individuals that come from like shitty backgrounds that are just like, oh, maybe this will give me an opportunity to get upward social mobility by getting higher education. Yeah. Which way military man and his pictures of Mike Preisner or Chris Kyle? Yes. So Mia Khalifa said this. Chris Cappy responded, thank you, Mia, for using a platform to bring awareness of the broken mental health system for American veterans. I say she ain't wrong. America does not give a shit about its veterans unless they want to talk about immigrants when they love remembering that there are homeless vets. Chris responded with, America does more for its vets than any other country. 5% of the entire U.S. budget, $300 billion, is veterans benefits. I'm a veteran of Iraq. I'm able to get mental health whenever I need at the VA. But it's not perfect. Suicide is still a huge problem. Glad we're shining a light on it. So I think Chris is a pretty funny dude overall. I don't always agree with him. And I think he's like definitely has like hog-like tendencies every now and then. As a content creator, he's fine. The thing is he's right. Like as far as the suicide situation, it's like it's insane. Now, the problem here is that a lot of the benefits that veterans get, people get for free without having to serve in other countries. And my argument always is we should do that. That's like kind of my main thing. My main thing is you shouldn't have to get PTSD or fuck your body up during basic training even to be able to arrive at a crumb of these benefits. As a veteran with benefits, yes, that point sucks to deal with every day. It feels like you get lumped in with the hogs automatically, I guess. No, I don't do that at all. I'm not of this mindset at all that like all veterans are automatically hogs. I've never said that, and I don't believe that. There are, however, hog-like veterans, as most veterans will be the first to tell you. Not some of the best and brightest. Another chatter made a great point saying we don't treat them better. We just have way more vets than others. Yes. And the VA structure is also designed as like one of the only nationalized healthcare structures in this country. And it's really devastating because you have no leverage. Like insurance normally works with leverage. You need to have healthy people pay into the program so that the unhealthy people can take out of the program. But all veterans need healthcare, like really devastating versions. Like the really crazy amounts of healthcare, like nonstop. And that number is constantly growing. The number of veterans that need healthcare is constantly growing. It's the worst this is the worst process of all time, which is why many Republicans have tried to privatize the VA over and over again. I saw this license plate at the gas station recently and had to wait till he came out to salute him. Grenada conflict veteran. That's my goat. I have never met, in my experience, a single veteran ever that has been like, yeah, nah, sweet, the VA is dope. And there are very good reasons for that, okay? Even if people are like, it's good for me, they will immediately tell you it's dog for everybody else. Now, let's continue.
Americans by the U.S. military, and adding this is what she thinks of the U.S. military members. Though that is a criticism that she's pushed back against, saying, I didn't move to America to invade it, I moved to evade the U.S.-made bombs Israel kept dropping on our heads. Tons of other people also noting that her comments are very, very similar to what Frogan recently said that got her into controversy, which is also why you had some looking at Mia's video and wondering if Twitch will ban her as well. Though this also is on the other side, you have people thinking that even though she is getting a ton of criticism, there was truth to what she was saying, arguing, nah, she is right about the U.S. barely giving a fuck about veterans. Every homeless person I see was in the military. It's for real sad. Political commentators like Hasan Piker even writing, she ain't wrong. America does not give a shit about its veterans unless they want to talk about immigrants and they love remembering there are homeless vets. And whether people agree with or disagree with Mia's comments or her delivery of them, this conversation does highlight that veterans do face a ton of unique struggles when coming back home. I mean, according to the American Psychological Association,
yeah, I think it's like all you get for your service, where you sold your soul to the devil that is the Defense Department, all you get for it in return is a bunch of people turning around and every now and then letting you skip the line, letting you cut the line at the airport if you're in fatigues, and then 3 cents off of a jalapeno popper on a Wednesday morning, and then people will go, thank you for your service. Like, it's, yeah, I don't think the ass cancer that you got is worth it. You know what I mean? By breathing in the goddamn burn pits at the forward operating base that you were at. Like, I don't think it's worth it. It's just not. Ridiculous. The American military is a jobs program. That's it. It's a jobs program. The problem is the output is not great.
Association, vets have a higher risk for suicide than the general population. In 2021, over 6,000 veterans died by suicide, and that's over 17 per day. I mean, since 2010, 71,000 vets have died
You can get free college football tickets too sometimes. Tell me that ain't worth it.
by suicide. And earlier this year, we also learned that there was an increase of veteran homelessness, with a study from the Department of Housing and Urban Development finding that on a single night in January of 2023, over 35,000 veterans experienced homelessness. That's an over 7% jump from 2022. Though I will say, while that year-to-year jump is troubling, homelessness in this population is decreasing overall, going down over 50% since 2010. And this recent spike is likely tied to late-stage COVID-19 effects as the pandemic impacted homelessness in general, not just among vets. But also, as far as why this is such a major veterans issue, you had the National Alliance to End Homelessness explaining. Research indicates that those who served in the late Vietnam and post-Vietnam eras are at the greatest risk of becoming homeless, but that veterans from more recent wars and conflicts are also affected. Veterans returning from deployments in Afghanistan and Iraq often face invisible wounds of war, including traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder, both of which correlate with homelessness. So it really is all tied together, right? Veterans experiencing mental health problems is not in a separate vacuum from homelessness. But, I guess in general, I'd love to know your thoughts on any and all of this, right? Whether it be with Mia Khalifa and her specific comments and that specific backlash, or on the larger discussions about the problems that veterans face here in the US. And then this grieving mom says that
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I think it's like the only thing that Americans do for veterans is like whenever someone says like, "Fuck 'em," they just like immediately stop. They immediately start chirping. That's the one thing that you will always get. If you're a veteran, your life is, you got PTSD, you got a shitty communications degree, and now you're in the same job market that is ass cheeks and you're probably unemployed. Maybe you'll get some benefits if you're lucky. But if someone comes out and says like, the veterans, everyone's going to pounce. They're going to be like, "Oh, what the dare you say that? You are disrespecting a future JROTC soldier, ma'am." It's just like, it's not like, it's bullshit. Fake. It's fake. It's fake bullshit. It's absolutely fake bullshit. It's nonsense. I'd much rather be honest. You know what I mean?